are going on that the university is doing.
What kind of injustice?
Institutionalized racism.
Against
in
who
its
exactly?
purest form. Against all the people here who could be in.
Wait, can you name them like one at a time?
The different
Like
races.
who is UT Austin being racist against? Can you name them?
For all people.
Because as long as it's not black people or Native Americans, you literally cannot be systematically racist against anyone else. So can you tell me who UT is
Systematic
being
racism is a
racist
loaded
against?
term, so if you'd like to have a discussion about what systematic racism is,
So how exactly are these people getting discriminated against institutionally? Tell us.
because they aren't being looked at based on their merits alone, they're being looked at based on their race, and judging somebody based on their skin color is textbook racism. If you disagree, we might want to take a sociology class together, but
Are you telling her about racism?
am I not allowed to have an opinion on something because of my race?
I mean, you can say a lot of things, whatever, but whether
It
it's
seems
right
like a
or
lot
not,
of the assumptions they are making are because I'm white, which seems kind of racist to me.
that's not how it works. As a white person, I literally can say nothing that's racist to you. The world we navigate is
Do you
very
own a dictionary?
Here's an
I do
article
own a
that says
dictionary.
affirmative action helps white women more than anyone else. So
can you send me
I
that?
guess,
Go for it.
yeah, it's written by Time in 2013. So I think you should go home. And they can stay, but I think you should go home because you're being benefited from this directly.
So I can't protest something that's benefiting me even though I think it's wrong? I think racism is wrong and I don't want to benefit from it.
So we're allowed to argue against
What
affirmative
what
action,
exactly
but
do you
she's
think
not?
racism is? Can you tell us a definition of
Making a
racism?
judgment on somebody based on their skin
That's not
color.
what racism is, though.
Okay, well,
That's a
As,
textbook
I literally,
definition. And we
literally,
trust the textbook more than we trust you, to be honest.
as a fellow white, hashtag, like I can tell you that's
you're
not.
literally making a statement about us based on race.
The world we navigate as white people is so different, and so you have to try to explain for what racism is like two different
After she directly asked her what racism is she not allowed to
So
respond
correct
to
her
the
definition of
question?
what race is.
So her definition is more valid because of her race.
Her experience with race is a lot different than what we've gone through in our lives.
So I'm not allowed to look at empirical evidence and understand it because of my race. Every statement that you're making is contingent on my race, and that is racist.
I can never.
Okay, Becky, as long as you live in this country, you're not going to be suffering from racism one day in your lifetime, like at all. Get it through
So
your
I
head
can't protest
and
it.
pack this
So
shit up
white
and
people
go
shouldn't have
home.
protested for civil rights
But you
because
just
they
said that I
don't
was being
understand.
racist with you because that's not how it works.
That's your opinion, though. So I think racism is anything based on somebody's race. If y'all want to agree with your sociology teachers and tell me I'm wrong,
So you
that's
want- what do
fine,
you
but the
wanna-
majority of Americans are going to tell y'all that you're being racist right now.
Well, the majority is not always right.
So what exactly do you want to achieve out of this? You want UT to like repeal its case that it just passed this
This has
summer?
nothing to do with the Fisher case. This is the idea of
This is
It has
exactly
everything to do with
this
the
is
Fisher case.
everything.
This has
We're not
everything
talking
to do
about the
with
Fisher
This
case.
is
We're
everything
talking
about the
affirmative
Fisher
action.
Talk
case.
about
Oh
affirmative
my
action, you should read everything about Fisher. Like, that's
God, do some research before you sell some dumbass cookies. Why do you think this is not about the Fisher case? Tell us.
We're not specifically talking about it. It is related to the Fisher case. We're talking about the
Also, it
entire
is related to the Fisher case. Oh my god.
We're protesting an idea.
Like, we don't know. We're just
Racism, which is the highest level of our
really No, it's not the worst. I don't know. He kind of wants to play the stereotype that all conservatives are racist, but we're like, whatever, man.
We would actually love it, you guys. We have a speaker coming next week, and he talks about diversity and all these kinds of issues. If y'all
Is he white?
No, he's actually Jewish. Well, I guess technically.
Oh, okay.
But
You're gonna bring a Jewish man to come to UT Austin to talk about racism?
yeah, actually, he was the #1 recipient of anti-Semitism hate on Twitter in the last year. But
Is he a Zionist?
I don't think so. But he's going to be here, and I think he would answer these questions a lot better than I can. So I would love it if y'all would come to our event. Mr. Ben Shapiro is going to be here November 3rd. You can look it up on Facebook. Please come ask me questions.
So you don't want UT to repeal the Fisher case? Do you stand by it?
Well, UT can't repeal something that's Supreme Court again.
Oh, so why are you trying to repeal it then?
We're not. We're arguing against an idea.
You're literally arguing against the case that we supported this summer, all summer long since 2013.
Right.
So you are trying to go against it.
Right, but that's different from repealing something. We are saying affirmative action is wrong because it judges people based on race.
I should not have been helped by the process because of the fact that I'm Hispanic, even though I know that I was, which is why I checked the box. But that's not right.
No, and see, I used to think that, but you have to look at how they're using race. So the way they're using race is they're using it to
Did you get it from FoxNews.com or what? Where'd you get it from? Where'd you get it from? Where'd you get it from?
My chairman sent me a picture.
Who's your chairman?
He was here earlier. You met him, Vidal Castaneda.
Oh yeah, I don't care. So where did he get it from?
You're gonna have to ask him that.
No, I need your resource to see how like factual this is. So where'd you get it from?
But unless you're
This
willing to actually say,
is a representation. It is not a factual.
having an open conversation about it.
It's like it's an
Oh,
ironic
so this
statement.
is all imaginary.
Is that satire?
This is not factual.
Post
Okay.
this online, people will see that I'm making a point and you're
you know
just
the
being
issue, and you know you're saying wrong because you're trying to say that
You literally signed up for this. You can't get mad for like
And you're asking me
talking.
the same question over and over, and I'm giving you the same answer
Right,
over
but
and
what
over.
we're
I just want
saying
you to
is
feel
that
attention.
it is a fact.
I do. I feel the pressure. And I'm
You
ready.
signed up for this.
All right.
You can't complain.
So what is your stance on the Fisher versus UC case? Do you think Fisher should have
I
won?
haven't studied it. Don't want to speak on it because I don't feel that I'm
But you're literally speaking on it. You're literally for Fisher right now. Fisher that lost and went home, and you're still here crying.
So,
I'm not going to speak on it.
so what is the fundamental difference between this and the way that the university conducts its admission process?
the fundamental difference there is that in the university process, you don't always have Asian males that are going to be on top of white males. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying those tiers on the aren't that explicit on just based on race.
Right, so are you denying that if you're an Asian male versus a Hispanic female, that if they had the exact same statistics, the exact same grades, the
On the
exact
Fisher
same
case.
activities, that it wouldn't be more difficult statistically for this person to get into the university versus this person? That's all we're saying.
Okay, I am. And then what I'm saying, okay, but here's what I'm saying. So we have those two people, right? Exact same grades, exact same everything else, right? And then what matters at that point is the goal that the university has and what kind of diverse population they want to bring in that year.
And I think
that's what I'm
I think that we can still achieve diversity without using race or ethnicity as a fundamental factor for admission. And see that as a Hispanic, that's saying, well, I couldn't get in solely on my merits, so now I need someone to help push me over the finish line. And I didn't need help to get into the University of
Like I
Texas.
said, that's where you're wrong. And so here's the thing about it. What you're saying is so true, and it makes sense, right? It's logical. Like, why should we use race in the 21st century? But if you actually look at what's going on, what they figured out is that you have to use race. We're in this spot where there's no other measure that we can use.
fucking help getting
And that,
And why is that so? Are you saying that people of color are just less capable of achieving the same thing?
that's not what
So
I'm
then what are
saying.
you saying?
What I'm saying is that people of color have different experiences from other people.
Absolutely.
And right now, there's no other way to measure that because income doesn't relate. Because even high income people have different experiences, whether based on their race.
Sure they do, but there's a difference between talking about income and talking about race and ethnicity.
The thing is,
Right.
affirmative action was made because they needed to stamp out racism in schools.
Right. Of course. And so isn't the end goal at the end of the day to achieve equality where we can all, whether you're Hispanic, I'm Hispanic, he's white or they're black, so we can all have an equal shot?
No, they never had the same start. So it was never about equality. It's about equity.
Right, but see, well, that's where we disagree. So, I mean, and you're rolling your eyes, but am I not allowed to have a different opinion about
You can have
the
a
way that
wrong
I think?
opinion all you want.
Yeah, you can have a racist
When you're
opinion. That's what you
simplifying the
have.
issue, you gotta admit that you're simplifying the issue and you're painting it. You're not accurately portraying it like how it actually happens.
So how can I have a racist opinion? If I'm Hispanic, I thought that you could not be racist, or that you couldn't be racist towards me. If,
You can be racist. Sorry, racism.
okay, so what we're conducting is racism because we're talking about
What is this? What are you doing?
we are protesting affirmative action in the admissions process at the University of Texas.
Also, you are protesting the case that was passed. You are.
No,
You're not.
We're not specifically talking
You're
about
literally
Abigail
taking.
Fisher.
That's
We are
literally what the Fisher case was about. Affirmative action.
But how is this protesting?
Right, well,
This is not a logical.
What do you mean? How is it not protesting? This is exactly This is what the university does when it conducts its admission practices. Does it not? Does it not ask you to check the box for what ethnicity or what race you are? And does it not use that as
That's not the only way that people are admitted to the university.
Of course it's not. That's not what I'm saying. That it's the
Okay.
ultimate factor, but it is a factor, and there is no denying that.
Just be proud and race this one last time and say you are against the Fisher versus UT case that was passed. That you're not happy about it, because that's what you're doing right
That's
now.
not what I'm saying.
No, that's exactly what you're saying. Just say
I'm
it.
not
Just
saying-
own it.
But now you're putting words in here.
Oh, I'm putting words in your mouth
I'm not
while
saying
you're
that
selling
Abigail, I'm not
cookies
saying
that
that
are.
Abigail Fisher should have gotten into the University of Texas. That's not at all what I'm saying.
He's saying about the principle of the case, which was affirmative action. Okay, so the principle of affirmative action is what we're protesting today. We don't believe necessarily that Abigail Fisher should be admitted to this
Right. If I
university.
wanted to sit here and say that Abigail Fisher should have been admitted in the University of Texas, I would have made a sign. That's not what the sign is.
But
about.
this is
That's not what I'm
exactly. Yeah, you are.
It's related to the overarching issue. It's not related to the specific case.
But it is.
Specific-
It literally
well, no,
is.
we don't know the admissions data for Abigail Fisher. No one knows her file besides admissions.
Actually, it's been posted. She was not admitted because
Why are
she
you
didn't
so
meet
mad
that
about it? She didn't get
criteria.
in. We're all in agreement then.
She was
She shouldn't have
mad.
got
She
in.
was mad. Not anybody else. I mean, the people in her class that were admitted. I mean, she basically was saying that she should have been included, even though she didn't meet the standards. I was admitted in 1978 not because of because I'm Hispanic, but because I was second in my class. Okay,
Congratulations, I was number 3 in my
But
class.
what if
No, we're not mad. That, okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
But saying that, you know, that you have to give people a fair, a level playing ground, it isn't there yet. So,
Have a discussion.
but doing this type of thing, do you think that this is leading to a good discussion?
Actually,
Well, are we not having a discussion right now? Wait, and I'm not angry at you, and I don't think you're angry at me.
I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at
So isn't it
this.
essentially
This
generating a
isn't
But
funny.
this is pretty much what the university is doing, though.
No, but
This is the essence
this
of
is
affirmative
something-
action.
this
You're
is-
angry at the essence of affirmative action right
this
here.
is something that happens as all over for whatever. Okay, in a perfect world, in a utopian society, people would be admitted to the university because of their grades, because of what they've accomplished, but they're not. This university, I love this university. I've been here since 1978, and but the majority of the students admitted to this university, which is a state university, are white, right? Okay, so
write that down because you didn't
so-
learn it in high school.
Actually, ma'am,
Write it down right now. Write it down.
41% of admitted students, which, based on math, is not a majority.
And considering the fact that that Texas is no longer majority white or will
Texas
not
is
be,
45% white, the students are 41% white. You know, it works out in proportion.
No, I'm not sure where you're getting this.
We're missing black students.
Yeah.
And then half of the student body is put in by automatic admission. So that has nothing to do with.
So what do you think? How do you think? How do you think that this is? I still don't understand how this is a good thing.
Yeah, we don't like this. We're totally against what this poster is doing, and this poster is what the university is doing. It's affirmative action in essence.
Racism is over if you think everyone should just be admitted based on, like, yeah.
We're not
We're trying
saying
to move past the issue, to be honest with you. Whereas you liberals want to
So
wander around with that
you do not
race.
think that there are educational disparities based on race?
not on race
Becky's back.
specifically, maybe so on
So you're
maybe so
not
on
saying
income
that
level
white
or
students have
education.
I mean, that's the issue you have to go deal with your representative. But this is a college issue, and we
All we're saying is that people should be judged completely and solely on their merits.
Do you know that we have students that are admitted to the university as legacy students? These are students that have parents or grandparents or whatever that are are, for
We never said
example,
we supported that.
Wait, let her
I
talk.
agree that
Let
that
her
is
talk
not a
though.
completely merit-based system.
Let her talk. Go ahead, talk.
yeah, we have legacy students who are admitted simply on the basis of who their parents are, their grandparents. You think that that's right?
I don't know.
And yet they're admitted.
That's not good. I mean, I
It's
agree
not-
with you.
Right. It's not.
Okay.
So we need to start with.
Hey, before you go, say I'm a racist one last time.
I'm not a racist,
Oh, okay,
sweetheart.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Nice shirt.
Which is exactly what this sign is doing right now while we're having this
Right,
conversation.
but you have to understand that the playing field is not level. You know, it hasn't been for a long time. We're still having to fight.
So because you and I are Hispanic, we're not on the same level as someone who is white. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that I don't know how you were admitted. I know how I was admitted. I was admitted because I
admitted
was
on my
second
merit.
in my class.
I was number 3 in my class.
I was not admitted because I'm Hispanic or anything. I was at the time when I was admitted. At the time when I applied, it was only the first and second automatic admission. Everybody else had to fight for a spot. But really, how to look at the statistics of the people that were admitted at the time.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is that you and I were not admitted to the University of Texas on the basis of our ethnicity, which we would both agree is a good thing.
But that doesn't happen. There's still a
Well,
lot of things.
it really does
understand.
happen.
I do understand what you're trying to say. You know, ideally, it would be nice if everybody could be admitted on the basis of merit, but they're not.